Are you looking to grow revenues, increase profitability, or obtain financing? If so, you came to the right place.
Running a business is all about leadership. How do you become a better leader? Learn from the successful entrepreneurs and business owners how to lead your organization more effectively. That's why we created Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business, to help you succeed with your host, Andrew Frazier, Business Growth Pro and CFO and founder of the Small Business Pro University. Every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're joined by experienced entrepreneurs and business owners who share their secrets to success via live stream. Also, every Friday morning, we release a new podcast episode. Either way, you will learn about developing your business leadership skills from our roster of highly performing guest experts. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbpro.u.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. I'm your host, Andrew Frazier, and excited about hanging out with you once again on Tuesday evening. Always appreciate everybody tuning in, and welcome. As always, please feel free to add comments, ask questions. We want to make it interactive. We're doing it for you. So we want you to get as much as possible out of the experience. Definitely each week we have some great guests. And this week, our guest is Carl Mazzanti. And, our topic is about harnessing the power of AI for small business. AI is like all the rage now, but I think unlike a lot of things, it actually deserves to be all the rage because there's a lot of value in AI, especially for entrepreneurs and small business owners. So definitely worth learning as much as you can and utilizing it as much as you can. So I'm excited about tonight's talk because, Carl understands the technology and everything that's going on. So, because it can be confusing. So hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions. I'm looking forward to it because I know I'm going to learn some things and hopefully you will too. So, Carl's been in business a long time. He speaks in front of thousands of people and travels and, has built his business. Been a serious entrepreneur. And let me invite him on now. Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Good to be here. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Okay, no, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're always doing all kinds of great things, but thank you for, being willing to share your expertise and knowledge with our audience.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, I know who you are, but our audience doesn't. So if you could take a few minutes to talk, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your journey, sort of, where you started and how you got to where you are now.
Sure. So 23 years ago, Jennifer and myself started Mazzanti Technologies because we thought we could help customers achieve their goals and do it better. We are coming out of an architectural firm that Jennifer manages, generally a partner, and then myself having worked at a previous Inner Circle Microsoft partner, had worked with so many different customers. We thought, hey, we could do this and then pay a lot of attention to the SMB market. Since that time, we're a 4-time Microsoft Partner of the Year. We're top 11 for WatchGuard worldwide. We've definitely moved up on the partner stack. So our customers benefit because us as being one of the top partners of the tools that they use for their business means that they're getting something that's really well set up and the best of whatever it can be. Beyond that, we work with mostly small businesses. We're headquartered here in the New York metropolitan area, so after 23 years, a lot of our customers are here, but we have offices in Florida, Delaware, Bellevue, Washington, Guatemala, Thailand, and a host of other spots, but the offices get much smaller after that. So generally where you want to be, we are. We're in Hoboken, New Jersey, so I've been saying for years, the birthplace of Frank Sinatra, baseball, and Mazzanti technologies. Anyway, it's great to be here, Andrew. Thank you so much for the time today.
Okay, excellent. So, so over that 20 plus years, you've accomplished a lot.
Done a lot, yeah.
So when do you find time to sleep?
Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah, middle of the day. That's it. I go Monday to Friday, and then Saturdays when I take a nap.
Okay, excellent. And not only do you do all that stuff, but family is very important to you as well. So you carve out time for your family, and that's difficult for a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. How are you able to do that, and what's your secret?
Well, I fly my kids everywhere with me. So if I take my oldest, I think it's around 40 countries, but it could be in the 30s somewhere. And he's been to every state, but maybe 2 or 3, including having lived in Hawaii for like 8 or 10 months. So while my children would travel, I've taken them everywhere I could be. The soccer team wears is Mazzanti Technologies. So, and both of my boys are Enzo and Eli. So what's really neat about that is I was saying Mazzanti for so long. It was the neatest thing ever when the cup came home and it was written on it Mazzanti because it was for Enzo, my oldest. So very focused on the brand, and then most certainly. Maybe the boys will join the business someday. They're a little too young right now for that, but maybe they'll join in.
Okay, no, that's great. Definitely, young people are hard to read these days. So, but
they like computers,
right?
Maybe that'll be a good start.
And one of my best friends, the only reason he went to college was not to work for his parents. And,
really? Oh, well, yeah. Well, I don't know. My
sisters were already working there.
my oldest has said I work too much, but my youngest comes in with me all the time. So who knows?
Right.
Maybe one of them will choose to do this, but I just hope that they do whatever they love because I love this. I would do this for free, and for many of those years when we were starting up, it was for free.
Mm-hmm. And but there's hope. Because my friend worked for about 4 years and was miserable, and then he went back to the family business and built a 30-year career there. Very successful.
Oh, he did? Oh, wow, that's really cool. Well, I love working. I love working with the family. There's 2 Mazzantis in the business, and for a while, every now and then there's a third. But anyway.
Okay. Fun. Great. So no, we're gonna have a great conversation tonight. We're gonna share some about AI, but before we get started, I just want to, we do this through the Small Business Pro University. For those of you who don't know what the Small Business Pro University is, we're going to take a minute to show a quick video, and then I'll be back with Carl Mazzanti talking small business.
Cool. Thank you, Andrew.
Many small businesses experience low or no revenue growth, and the owners are not making enough money. I founded the Small Business Pro University to help business owners break that cycle by empowering them with greater knowledge and enhanced skills to lead their companies more effectively. Over the past 15 years, I've worked one-on-one with more than 1,000 business owners and taught tens of thousands of people about business. My experience includes serving as a Navy officer, graduating from MIT, earning an MBA from NYU, and achieving the CFA designation. Small Business Pro University empowers entrepreneurs like you to run their businesses more professionally and create sustainable enterprises. Small Business Pro University provides access to valuable resources, partnerships, and relationships that will help you to grow revenue increase profit, and obtain financing faster and easier. Our Masterpreneur initiatives include more than 100 expert-led multimedia courses and training programs with more than 2,500 lessons. The Small Business Pro Network, our private community for entrepreneurs. Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business, our weekly live stream and podcast. Advanced Learning Institutes focused on revenue generation, profit maximization, and capital acquisition. And the Power Breakfast series, in-person events where business owners learn best practices, enjoy great networking, and gain useful knowledge. If you want to sell more and make more, you need to check out Small Business Pro University. Visit our website at www.sbprou.com. Welcome back. I'm here with Carl Mazzanti, talking small business. Topics about harnessing the power of AI for small business success. But Carl's been in the business for a long time, and I like to always have perspective and sort of understanding the landscape. So, Carl, you think you could technology's changed a lot over the years since you started to where it is now. Can you give us a couple of the milestones, the key things that changed as far as technology, especially in terms of for entrepreneurs and business owners over the past 20 years?
Okay. Well, if you look over the last 23 years, there's a lot of tasks that you had to do manually that you don't have to do any longer. I mean, it's amazing that we've got generative AI where it can write your messages, summarize items. You really don't need a assistant any longer. Those things are just, not supported anymore. You just don't need it. We've seen that in the paralegal space or with attorneys where there used to be 1-to-1 on a paralegal. Now you may have 1-to-8, 1-to-10, something like that. And even at having those assistants, it could be for a different generation, more so than for some of the new attorneys that are coming online. Okay. But you look back, I remember sitting there with my dad because my parents owned several companies, in the family, but one of them was a plastic injection molding manufacturer. Another one was my father, ophthalmology practice. He would sit at the house and I'd watch him do updates. And how many people over the whole years on this call have sat there, gone to start, update, ran updates on their machine, or watched the bouncing ball on Apple do the same thing? Well, for 40 cents a day, we can automate all the updates on your machine, all the third parties. It's current. You get an antivirus product that's included in it. You get the ability to remote control an IT or call an IT department like Mazzanti Technologies, and we can remote control the machine, fix all the stuff that's happening on the computer. And so if you think of 40 cents a day, I mean, it's so inexpensive. There's no way a human could do that. And there's no way a human could get those things accomplished. So over the time that I've been running Mazzanti Technologies, we've automated so much of what takes place that you don't need humans for those roles anymore. And I think some of our conversation today is really about what things are our listeners doing every day today that they no longer have to manually be doing, that they could free up their days to do something that's of higher value.
Definitely. And I know they've been working on AI for a long time, but it's sort of just come out into the mainstream last year.
Okay.
Can you just talk about, what is AI and what is it?
Okay, sure. Okay. Well, you gave this comment. It's been machine learning. That was, you had computers see these different signals they were getting. They take some different data sets, and they would learn what was going to be done next. Closest component to that a lot of our viewers would have seen is you would sit on Amazon or some of the marketplaces, CVS, come to CVS, and it prints out a receipt that's like 5 miles long. That's actually done by a company that's a customer of ours out of Jersey City. Customer of ours out of Jersey City. Electrify AI is actually the company's name. They help automate making all these different data sets and producing these CVS results. For Amazon, it says, puts these all of those boxes that say customers who bought this also would buy this. It takes out of the brain, these associations, and it would put it in front of a customer's purchasing, and everyone has experienced that that's watching this today. Well, that's machine learning 101, and you've all experienced it. The next one after that came about as automation. What were the tasks you could do? So decision support. That might have been driven by Microsoft's Power BI, and there's a whole bunch of tools that are out there, Tableau, that would help you make decisions along the way. Then it came to the spotlight. We were going to give this to everyone in the world. Thank you so much, OpenAI, for giving us really the birthplace of ChatGPT. 3.x was fantastic. 4 is even better, but now it's being built into all these commonly used products like Bing, when you go to browse the internet, driven by Copilot, which is really ChatGPT underneath with some flavor of Microsoft on the back end. Or, well, Google's, which just sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry Google missed the boat, but they tried Bard. That wasn't fantastic. They came up with another one after that. And this next German generation of it, called Gemini, isn't that much better. But, well, we kind of have nothing else to work off of when you're using Google. So maybe Google will catch up. But Microsoft is definitely winning the race here, and is one of the reasons why they're literally the most valuable company on the planet at this moment, because they are just way ahead of all their other competitors. Okay. So for AI, for most, it's artificial intelligence. And the concept here is a bunch of computers sitting in the back end, taking these different data sets of information, and then trying to apply some logic about what you expect to be the output, and then delivering that back to a human, so a human can say, yes, this is good, no, it's not, or and then give the AI some feedback, so it keeps getting better and better and better, which is called training. We're literally training it to be better and to make better and better decisions.
Okay. So, some people are afraid of AI. You liken it back to, I guess, when we were younger, you had war games and you had Terminator,
sure. Yeah.
And you had all those things where AI went awry.
I'm going to call my computer Hal going forward.
So, and then now even people are afraid that AI is going to take all the jobs.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I'm sure there's some people watching this that were afraid of dishwashers. Right? Because they had a dishwasher and there was someone else used to do that. And same thing with a washing machine. And oh my God, what do you mean there's not going to be a horse that's going to pull my car? There's going to be this thing that goes chitty chitty bang bang sitting in front, and it's going to roll the wheels and sit there waiting until I crank it and it starts. Progress is happening. Okay. There's literally no way you can put it back in a box. It's already out there. I've sat with many, many universities, and the universities are not sure what to do here, because their way of testing kids in the past wasn't as good. So I'll take my children's school. My children's school 2 years ago, when AI started to pop up, kids started to use it, and they started sending out, you're not allowed to use this for anything. And then they were using other tools to test the tools to see whether or not it was producing the book reports and other stuff that the kids were submitting in. This year, there's been a mixed blessing of how the schools are adopting it. But I'll take Stevens Institute, which is in Hoboken, New Jersey here. I
Hmm.
sat down with some of the board members, and the board members said, we're going to embrace it. We're going to run it through our MBA programs, and we're going to teach the students how to use AI, because I think they're going to be the operators of tomorrow. So we're going to graduate a class of AI operators for the next generation. We're going to help them embrace it. And we're going to help them use the tools. And I'm not sure which universities are choosing a better path. I'm not sure. There's going to be real differences in the graduating classes of 2024, 25, 26, in this next decade to come. And a big difference is going to be, did they embrace artificial intelligence or did they not embrace artificial intelligence, and which of the ones that are going to use it better? Let me go to my son for a second, because I said I've got two little Mazzantis. My firm spent almost six figures on a social media effort that's running. And in that same time frame, my son came up to me and said, I'd like to start a channel. I started a social media channel, and he produced more followers, more likes, more views, and everything else in 1 week than the six figures that my firm had spent on social media. The one difference is he used AI to target what the right content was, to help him spin it, to edit the materials he's producing, and then to publish it out under a pseudonym that just got a ton of traction. And I remember walking into my digital team saying, this is my son. I want to introduce you to my little boy, and I'd like you to listen to him for a few minutes. And since then, my firm has almost doubled our followers in the last 30 days, building off of some of the stuff that this little kid who we bought a waffle for, gave him some chocolate milk, showed my own team how to use the tools, and it has just had great results with us. And then we're taking that same thing to our customers, just like we're talking about it today on this call. Innovation happens in all sorts of different ways. And, sometimes you just need to watch a show like this on Leadership Live with me, Carl Mazzanti, and Andrew, telling you about the tools that are out there so you can apply them to your own business. And I think we're really at a great time to be doing that.
Okay. No, that's great. Yeah, the young people take to this stuff in a really big way.
Yep.
And the other thing is they have time. Like, it'd be great to be young again. And,
Yeah, we're still young. Hey, come on. I still have some hair up there. It's receding.
Mine receded all
Yeah,
the way
long
off.
time ago.
Or I helped it. Once it got to a certain point, it wasn't worth it anymore.
You're gonna get well, you look so good.
Yeah, so, but it's all good. And that's a great point that there's such a big learning curve and so many things that are happening and changing that you can't know it all. You can't follow it all, even as a technology company. So, it's important to learn from, different sources. Definitely part of the show is about helping small business owners learn things and get access to information that otherwise they might not have access to. But I learn a lot from my clients. I learn a lot from, suppliers and people that, I work with on the other side. So, it's important to keep learning. And, there's so much great stuff out there. So, now that we've got AI there, what do you personally use as far as AI to run your business better?
Well, I'm a co-pilot guy. I mean, we're focused on Microsoft, and really the defining moment. And literally, it's one of the reasons why Microsoft is the most valued company worldwide. Is they put a moat around your data. So first of all, it's your data. The second item is you need to protect it. So there's all these different AI tools Microsoft's winning stance is going to be the fact that your data stays your data. You're training the modules off of your data. Your data stays your own. What you're training it on isn't leaking your data out, and that is a core requirement for this to be successful. If your data leaks out, is training others, and you're losing your competitive advantage, you might as well give away your business now, or sell, or I don't know, go hide in an island somewhere, because it's happening no matter what. And your competitive advantage is probably eroding if you're not using some of these tools today.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so definitely on those. But what about like you personally? Like when you're in the office tomorrow, are you going to be using AI?
Yeah, I do all day, every day.
So
On
what
my
will
cell
you
phone,
use?
everywhere.
Okay.
And it's like super all around me. Some of those simple ones is I have no assistant. I never plan on adding an assistant.
Okay.
I have other people we move up and they start to ask for assistance, and then I teach them all the tools that automate the hell out of their job. And there's literally no reason to have assistants any longer. They're just that is a segment that if you use the tools effectively, they'll summarize it, they'll note takes, they'll add things to your calendar. My phone tells me my next appointment, I need to leave now. If I don't, there's too much traffic. I mean, there's just no reason to have something else. To try and take the time to train someone else to do that can be done by a computer. Teach the computer to do it, and it never sleeps, never needs a vacation day, isn't asking for a raise. I mean, it always shows up, it's always on time, it's there exactly when you need there. It's fantastic, and it'll light the way if it's too dark in your house while you're walking around to try and find the bathroom in the middle of the night. I mean, it's just fantastic. Big believer in the tools that we use and what it has done for our customers. My firm has a 98.6% retention ratio. That is amazingly high. It is so rare for someone to depart from us. Our customers sign on and they stay with us. And many of those accounts we've sat down with, and we've just been an incredible competitive advantage for them. So whether they're going to drive revenue, increase productivity, or reduce costs, we've got some way to help them. This year, the increased productivity and reduced costs is totally driven by technology, right? Technology is the anti-inflation. So cool, right? To think of that. Everyone's so concerned about inflation. Invest in IT. If you turn around and you start investing in IT, you're going to be faster. You can automate the roles. You don't have to hire as many people. Don't expand the office space. Maybe you don't even need the office space. You can. You don't have to eliminate jobs, but you can make people more efficient. Keep the staff you have and grow the revenue. Doesn't that just seem like a really nice thing to do? You don't have to worry about as many reviews the next year, or people calling out sick and all the other things that go with that. I can't even believe COVID's still a thing. I mean, that's just, like 4 years later, I still have someone in the team test positive today and send a message out to the staff. We're still doing tracing in the office in 2024. Can you believe that? It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. I mean, you hit on one thing that's a theme, is that really business, everything needs to be faster, cheaper, and better.
Yep.
And you can only do that with technology. So managing your growth. I know every day I use AI technologies, like you said, scheduling with my live stream, my podcast, my content.
There's so much automation, right? I mean, I love the fact that it messaged before 5 minutes, you're ready to get online. I mean, all of that stuff was fantastic. I was on the phone with someone else when the notification popped up. It was great, perfectly timed. And here we are. Before we used to show up at appointments, you'd be waiting in a waiting room, and maybe the person wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
Or they'd be late, or you'd wait there for 15 or 30 minutes talking to someone in reception that didn't want to be speaking to you and wasn't ever going to buy.
Right.
All those things are gone. Now You can go from from talking to someone on the West Coast, talking to someone on the East Coast, and you didn't leave your chair.
Yep.
All that scheduling, all that stuff is gone. It's just no longer required.
Yep. So, but if not, a lot of times things take longer to, um, evolve down to the smaller businesses. So I think it's important to small business owners to really understand what is available to them, because
that could just be being, first, everyone who's on this call is a step above everybody else, right? Because
mhm.
right now you're learning about stuff that the rest of your competitors are not. And then on those smaller businesses, you're nimble. You can make 100% pivot with your organization in a few days, where the larger entity that's been around for a really, really long time, it's all these processes and procedures and everything, they got to get approvals, they can't move that fast. They decide a few weeks later, hey, this one's not working. They can't change their name. They can't adjust the thing. That they can't move that fast. So the biggest competitive advantage that everyone has on this call is adopt those new technologies faster and
Mhm.
use that to automate it, reduce some of your cost structures, and you could start eating some of these bigger firms lunch. They can't adjust that fast. Use your market advantage for what it is. It's speed. It's by far speed and execution, and those last mile items, because, well, you're closer to the customer than some of those other bigger firms are. And even if you don't have this long term pedigree, I believe that it's just going to happen. Just a matter of time, but it's going to happen.
Yep. No, definitely. It allows you really small business take advantage of their strengths. At the end of the day, like you said, large companies can't be as proactive, they can't be as creative, and they can't be as flexible. So AI really lets you be even more of each of those things. So definitely that's key. So Carl, one thing that I've found with AI, and I'm sure you probably have too, maybe you could talk a little bit about it, is not only does it allow me to do what I do things that I've been doing better, faster, easier, and cheaper, it actually gives me greater capacity and capability of things that I never did before and never really would have been able to do without it. What are some of the things that, beyond just things that you did before within your business, what are you able to do within your business because you have AI that extends your capabilities in the marketplace?
Well, I'm a very good note taker, and I've spent years teaching our sales team to listen to our customers, understand what they're trying to accomplish as their goal, repeat that back to the customer to show that we've been listening, and then to deliver the solution that they wanted. And the neatest thing about our tools is it now listens to the conversation that is done digitally. It writes down the notes. An hour after the call ends, it sends back to the sales rep, here are the things that you promised. And then it puts it on the calendar for them to go do the work. And it updates our CRM system and so many other steps that are awesome. At the same time, our CRM system connects to LinkedIn. It updates the context so people move from one job to another. It now messages them in the platform where they are, to say, hey, congratulations on the new position. Does other things like happy birthday. I mean, we used to mail out these cards to say happy birthday, but now it injects it into the various different platforms that people are showing that we're paying attention to our community. I mean, I think we have so many raving fans, and it's because we've stayed so close to all those raving fans for a really long time. If you look at us on social media and you look up Mazzanti Technologies on social media, you'll see how many people are following our firm. If you look at a firm that's 10 times the size of us or 20 times the size of us, they probably match us on the number of followers. Here's the item. I'll challenge the viewers on this. How many people on this are following their IT firm? How many people on this call are following their law services or their CPA firm or the gardener, the plumber, or any of those who would have ever in their entire lives considered being a follower of their service provider? Like Verizon, T-Mobile, any of those things. And it could be any of the different ones that you have. And think for a moment, have you ever done that? Then look at the number of followers that Mazzanti Technologies have, and you have to understand how big the community is of the people that we've serviced and how big the community is of our raving fans. To get to that many followers that are super, super happy that they would turn around and we grow by hundreds, just hundreds and hundreds, just keeps adding on top of each other. There's a lot of people that we've supported and helped, and by following us, you're going to basically get a similar experience, right? That we're going to put messaging out there. We'll give you some good ideas that you can implement in your own organization. You can directly interact with us in the platforms that you want to interact with us, and we'll help you achieve whatever it is that you want to. And most certainly can reach out to me or anybody else. The only time we don't answer is typically for sleeping. Back to you, Andrew.
Yeah. But that's only on Saturdays, right?
It's for me. That's Saturdays. It's Saturdays. Very few on the amount of hours. I think I constantly have a bag underneath my eyes because I don't know. My wife keeps reminding me that someday there will be endless weekends. I am hoping that is not because I'm no longer on this planet, but I did take some time to retire at some point with a beach or something very nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So, no, we've been covering some great stuff, and definitely appreciate what you're sharing. We're going to take a minute for a brief commercial. Many of you may know I do entrepreneurs and business owners. I do a power breakfast event where, over the past more than 10 years, we've brought together entrepreneurs and business owners, created a forum for them to learn best practices, enjoy great networking, and gain useful knowledge. And, we've helped, people get millions of dollars in financing and additional business. So our next one's coming up March 22nd. So here's a little bit about it. Are you an entrepreneur or business owner? If so, you need to check out the Power Breakfast. The Power Breakfast is New Jersey's premier business networking event for entrepreneurs. The Power Breakfast is a unique forum for learning best practices, enjoying great networking, and gaining useful knowledge. Over the past 10 years, we have hosted more than 1,500 attendees who have directly benefited with revenue growth and financing. Join me at the next Power Breakfast event on March 22nd in the clubhouse at Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey. Jimmy Newsom, the Impact Influencer, is our featured guest speaker, and his topic is how digital transformation can increase profitability for small business.
I'm Jimmy Newsom, known as the Impact Influencer, influencing other small business owners to get the things done that matter the most to them, working on strategy, looking at the big picture, because that's where we find our true north to move forward. So I'm the founder of Moving Forward Small Business. We're on a mission to save a million as one of the strategies you could be focusing on for let's just say 2024.
I look forward to seeing you at the Power Breakfast on March 22nd. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Talking small business with Carl Mazzanti. We're talking about AI and, the power of it for small business growth. Carl, you've created a national organization pretty much, which is amazing. And, when I talk to business owners, it's about, how you create a sustainable business that can run without you. And, definitely, I'm sure that if you so chose, your business could run without you. Maybe not quite as good, but
I I am taking 6 business days off. I'm going to be in Australia visiting some customers, and there will be little or no interaction. And the firm doubled while I lived on 2 different islands, during the course of COVID. I'm super aware. I only walked into the office 5 days in a 24-month period. And among that, we doubled the size of the firm. So the firm can most certainly run without me, and really it's because it's a great team, right? We've got good procedures, and the organization goes very well. So that's what happens after a number of years, right? You hire great people, you elevate them to the best role possible, and they believe in our culture, mission, and values, and they follow those to make the decisions they make every day.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, definitely that's really the key. Working with a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, as well as working in other major organizations. One thing I created was the Masterpreneur Playbook, which is basically the 5-step growth plan from startup to scaling your business. And I'm pretty sure you went through something like this, but would love your thoughts on it. Really the way I look at it is, there's 5 steps that you need to go through as a business. There's 5 steps that your business goes through, but you as a leader have to evolve, and there's 5 stages that you have to evolve through as well to be able to lead your organization through the different steps. So when I look at it as working on the concept, working in your business, working on your business, working on the future of your business, and scaling your business. But to be able to do that, you start out as an entrepreneur solving a problem. You got to work in your business to create the business and find the right product market fit, and make sure you can be profitable and grow. Then you got to work on your business as a manager to optimize it. Then as an executive, you bring on managers that you have to coach, and you need to plan for future growth and scaling. And then finally, you have to scale successfully, which can be a challenge as well. And it looks like you've gone through all those stages over your 22 years. And would I ask, what were has your ride been most similar, and what was the most difficult stage for you as the entrepreneurial leader of your organization?
Well, in all those stages, there is a delegation step that needs to take place. So in the first stage that you showed, you do everything, right? I mean, you're the cook, bottle washer, everything. You do everything. Something needs to get done. It's now just a question of which of the things you're going to do, but you got to do the next thing. And I liked how you put in the on. As 2 of your stages, same that concept, working in the business or working on the business. A concept of in the business is, things don't function unless you're sitting there that day. On gives you the ability to add infrastructure, hire great other people, make the item better. Over the years, I always looked at the in was kind of my Monday through Thursday. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need to nurture this person. I want to elevate someone else. I want to do some coaching. We're taking a walk around the block, go and visit a customer and the like. Ons were always kind of Friday, because, some of the customers will wait, to Monday. I could have some vendors come in. I could talk to you, Andrew, and come up with some great ideas. I realized you had to balance it out, and I'm not sure in will ever be gone. I mean, that's I think that was stage 3 in your list. And I love it, right? I mean, today I got to be an engineer like 2 hours. There's probably only 50 in a year where I get to be an engineer any longer, but I love that so much. The person didn't know they had Carl Mazzanti in front.
Oh.
I went with one of our staff, and what I said is I was just going to be a senior engineer for the day, and
Mhm.
went in with a customer. That customer literally got the best thing ever. He was just so excited. I mean, we solved a ton of problems in those 2 hours when we were in front of him. A property management business here out of Hoboken, New Jersey. Um, um, I mean, I feel like I should give a shout out to the person. It would be funny if he watched this call. He didn't know that Carl Mazzanti sitting in front of him.
Mhm.
But we took his property management business and set it on a rocket ship. He's been running the business for 8 years. He had some problems. He's been trying to do stuff all on his own, and in a couple hours, we solved a whole bunch of his problems. And I've got staff that are going to go there for the rest of the week. And he said, "Oh my, if you'll come to my home on Saturday, I want you to come to my home on Saturday." He was just so thrilled with the thing. So I'll take some of those problems that we solved. And I'll go back to the different stages, which was your original question.
Mhm.
Um, he had this is like so true. I don't know why, but he was going cheap on some of his own systems.
Mm.
He had been set up with a server 8 years ago and didn't know how to get out of it. We took him to the cloud today. In 2 hours, we
Mm.
helped him take core portion of his business and we moved him to the cloud. Then we upticked him by 8 years, up 5 versions of what he was using in those 2 hours. So the
Mm.
tools he got were so much better, and he was already paying for them. Didn't know it. We just took him to the fact that, hey, you're paying for this. You already have this. And we just empowered all the rest of his staff with access to stuff that they had been limited to before. They didn't realize they could use. So
Mm.
the light bulbs blew up. You know what I mean? My field people sitting at job sites can access this information without having to come back here. Just change it. Simple concept, right? You can put the stuff in the cloud. You could access it on your cell phone for everywhere in the world. And it just solved a huge problem for him. No more VPN tunnels or anything else like that. It just, seems commonplace, but everyone on this call knows. You don't know it's available until you get Andrew, you, and myself talking on this Tuesday afternoon, the day before Valentine's Day, about what's possible, and you make it available. Going from one employee to two, because you asked about the stage, that's
Yep.
super difficult because it means no longer you can do it on your own. Andrew, I know you've got 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got 2 kids too. When you go from 1 kid to 2 kids, you're like, oh my God, I only got 2 hands. What am I going to do? Well, it's the same thing in business. Going from yourself to the second person to the third person means you start to have to delegate. That is very difficult for some of these owners to delegate. I think the next pivotal item is 8 or 10 staff. It could be 20 if you flex a little bit, but that's when middle level management happens. It has to happen. If it doesn't, it tears you apart. You can't manage all those different items. You have to start delegating out to the other people. Otherwise, it tears you apart. So I think 8 or 10 people, it's a pivotal moment. There's these items. The next one happened around revenue. Could be $2 million in revenue, could be $5 million in revenue, could be $10 million in revenue. They're pivotal moments of process, procedures. It's when your ideas are no longer being able to be carried by you. They need to be carried by multiple others, and you need to trust and elevate. I would say for myself, the delegation moments of the first couple hires, that was a really big deal, right? For me, it was like 2002, 2003, those first couple of years, 27 years ago. Then the next one would have been when we hit 07 or 08, because that was when we had middle level management, got our first office, had other people go, had to start delegating to them. In 2020, when the whole office went and everyone was all over the planet because they were at home and working in other places. It was another pivotal moment where we delegated everything. We super embraced the cloud, 4 years ago with so many of our systems. And then we doubled, right? Because we helped all of our customers do that. And anyway, I think stage 3, 4, and 5 I'm living in right now. And I think our whole firm is between those 3 stages, because there's always like a little bit of a startup in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You add another practice. So it's kind of like at stage 1, even though this whole big firm is sitting behind it, for us, that was bookkeeping services. We added in 2024 bookkeeping services that we probably we helped a customer go to QuickBooks Online, and we've been one of the top 100 vendors of Intuit QuickBooks for a long time. But it hasn't been a core competency. We now have a practice lead. We now have multiple staff standing behind that practice. And for the 5 or 10% of our customers that'll take that service, we're trying to make sure we're going to be number 1 in the market, because we're top 11 with WatchGuard worldwide. We're top 200 with Microsoft worldwide. I mean, those are pretty awesome, right? Most valuable company in the world, and we're the top 200 partner worldwide. It says a lot for the people who are on this call, and the fact that we can solve another SMB business problem inside of that arena. Well, if you've got an accountant, someone you love, stick with them, right? We're not trying to be a problem for that at all. You don't have to get the service from us, but if you come up to us and you say, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I need to set up my QuickBooks, we can do that for you now, and we could solve it. And if your cousin, brother, or uncle is great with inputting the data, that's fantastic. You could call us up to help with reconciliation reports or something else like that they may not be great at.
Okay.
We just solve another problem for you. So all 5 of the steps, I think, are in process in my firm at any given moment. Mm-hmm. And I probably live in 3, 4, and 5 in your 5-step process all the time, with a little bit of in, a lot of on for, my Fridays and stuff like that. And for stage 5, maybe that will lead me to my endless weekends that I'm looking forward to someday.
Right. But when you're traveling and doing other things, definitely
it still runs.
Key piece.
Yeah.
But the show's called Leadership Live, because in my view, many people's view that your business can only go as far as you're prepared to take it. So really, the key to success and growing is your leadership. So you have to develop as a leader. So that's why we have guests who have led organizations, and I think that you talked about 2 key leadership skills that I want to highlight and just get even additional insight from you on sort of how you approach it. One thing, you said you were an engineer for a couple hours. When I was in the military.
I literally love today. Spending time with you today and being an engineer, literally 2 favorites.
Okay, excellent. And that's partially like management by walking around. Like you can't know what's going on if you're not out there around. So you have to be out there. Your people have to see you. But also, you said delegating was hard, and
that's really just about trust. If you trust the people that you work with, it's easy to delegate to them because you trust they're going to be able to do it. And the best thing you can do is you trust them. If they fail on the thing, you say, hey, these things happen. Maybe you might consider this in the future, and they get better. So you elevate.
Right. And we used to call it trust but verify.
Yep. Oh, wow. I wrote an awesome article on that. I love to say that comment. It's very high in that.
Technology can help with that a lot.
Yeah, check-ins,
sure you have used
calendar requests, all of it.
Okay. So, one of the things that, I work with a lot of people on is KPIs. It's important to measure stuff.
Yeah, the key performance indicators.
What are some of the key performance indicators that that you use? And thanks, Precious, for your comment. Actually, she's been going through the delegation phase also, and she's finally got the hang of it. So, but what type of things do you measure within your business to know that things are going the way that you want them?
Yeah. Customers pay us for speed, right? That's our top item at Mazzanti Technologies is speed. And number 2 is going to be on competency. And then 3 is typically some sort of financial component. So one of our KPIs is time to resolve a customer issue. And honestly, we try and push that under 15 minutes, and we hover between 7 to 9 or 7 to 11 for our average ticket closure. So inquiry comes in, gets registered, we connect with the customer, then we try and solve their problem. We try and do the majority of them under 15 minutes. That could be new user accounts, password resets, my Outlook isn't working, or some challenge that comes up. We try and close those as fast as possible. The fact that we use instant messenger like for Microsoft Teams makes things so much faster, right? Gives the ability to be where a customer wants you at the moment they need the service delivery. The fact that we can remote control a cell phone, a desktop, a laptop, Mac, PC, Linux, server, doesn't matter, anywhere in the world at any moment, allows us instantaneously to see what the user's having a problem and solve that item quite quickly. So speed is it. So tracking the key performance indicator for us on speed is high. Number of open tickets for us, quite high, right? If I have too many open items and not enough staff to close this off quickly, guess what? Our speed gets slower. So we look at the number of tickets that are there, and then we rapidly try and make sure that we're addressing them, that they don't pull into a following day. Other ones are customers vote by their payment. So we track KPIs based on customers' payment histories. If customers decide not to pay you, guess what? There's probably some sort of challenge there. So we're always looking to see what our days sales outstanding is. And that gives us kind of a pulse on what's happening with our customers, what's the sentiment out there. And then we do net promoter score. For people who don't know, this is a good moment to take a note. Net promoter score, what does that mean? And that's looking at the raving fans. I have said on this call that Mazzanti has an incredible amount of raving fans, 98.4% customer retention ratio. That to track that, because that's a key performance indicator for us, is how many people are dropping off, what are we keeping for customers today. I had spoken to an account that's been with us for it's over 3 years now. Before us, they had 4 other IT vendors, and the person was talking to us about the renewal this morning and what it would look like to continue with our organization. I mean, that's a great testament, right? It's a great testament of us servicing us very well, and that they're going to stay the course, that they're going to continue with us. Now looking into what would be year 4, we passed 3, and so we're, I guess, technically in 4 as it is. Anyway, if you're not doing things well, they won't continue with us. They don't pay you very fast. They open up more and more of tickets around the same concept. So whatever the KPIs are for your business would be repeat customers. Maybe that's really important to you. Maybe they sign for subscription, they keep the subscriptions. Maybe same store sales, that's a very common item in retail. Anyway, back to you, Andrew.
Okay, no, that's great. That's great. Definitely looking at the key stuff, and so I see your John Warfel, value builder, net promoter score. So definitely that's a key function. So the only bad thing about my show is an hour goes like really fast. And I just looked up and I was like, it's 9 o'clock already. So we're going to close out, but we're going to take a second. The good thing we're not on the network, so they're not going to cut us off. But one thing I always like to make sure we do is, come back and sort of share 3 key things about what everyone should take away from tonight, and things that they could actually take and put to work within their business, even starting tomorrow. So, if you could take a minute to think about that.
I'm ready to go. I mean, I think everyone here is better off because they've chosen to constantly be learning and to not necessarily do it alone. So Andrew, thank you so much for putting this together. I mean, for so many who are watching this now, they're better off than they were before they started to watch it. And in that journey of education to elevate your business, you have to bring some people around you that you're going to trust. Who are the ones that you can delegate to, that you can ask some questions to, and that are going to assist you. And there you'll find there's some givers out there. So Andrew, you're a giver. I believe I'm on your show today because I must have shown something to you that said, hey, I want to have Carl Mazzanti on the phone with me today. This is a giver, and he's going to give some things out that are going to help the community, and I want him to be part of my community. People align for that reason. There's givers and there's takers. And on this call today, there are two givers that are there. And for those who are watching, find some other givers. Either reach out to the Andrews of the world, the Carl Mazzantis of the world, find some other givers, because we're going to help you. But it's in our souls. We're going to do that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on a call like this today. We'd be doing something quite different. So that's a first kit giveaway. The second one is you have to embrace technology. All those that are running away from it, you're going to eat them, because you're on this call today and you've learned a whole bunch of things that you could do right away. And one of those is you have to find a technology partner or someone that you're going to work with that's going to help align and keep transforming your organization, what you do to drive automation, drive better customer experiences, and it's going to improve the organization every day. That is a key takeaway. You have to embrace technology. Otherwise, you need to move to an island or someplace where, I don't know, go on a safari somewhere, right? Just stay around animals, because I think that's probably one of the few spots you can do that. But even at that, I watch these automated pickers and everything else on farms that are automating how farms are going to operate for tomorrow. So even some of those other tasks are also getting automated or mechanized. So that's number two. Mm-hmm. Number three is, I think you need to be the operator for tomorrow. You need to be the artificial intelligence operator for you to be successful going forward. And I described earlier in our show today that the universities that embrace how to use AI are going to put those graduates at the next level. And I think for those who are like myself and Andrew, your two beautiful children that I know are older than my own, but we still think of as our babies. They're always going to be our babies. They need to start being the good operators, and the world that we're going to live them in, that'll be such an important item. So for my three, you got to find people you trust that you can do something with. Start looking into the operator and the courses to help you operate the AI tools that are out there. And then the last was, know that you're not alone. Find some givers that are out there. Embrace those givers. Keep them around you. Figure out quickly if they're a taker or a giver, and keep more givers around you. And if you do, life is going to be much easier.
Okay. Excellent. So no, definitely those are great things. The future is now. And if we're not preparing for it, we may be getting left behind. So, this is very helpful and just giving us some valuable insights. So I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to.
Anytime, Andrew. Really, the pleasure is all mine.
Excellent. And, you've been doing some great things. You're continuing to do some great things. So continue to be excited to see where you're going, what you're doing, and, see where we can collaborate.
Yeah, checking in the future, I think, would be really good. AI as a topic was so short. I mean, it's been such a short period of time, but fastest 0 to 100 million users under a month. I mean, it's just amazing how fast the adoption has been. So even just a few months from now, this would be a totally different conversation.
Yes. Yes. So definitely looking forward to that. So I'll let you get back to your evening. I'm sure you got more work to do. I know I do as well.
Yeah.
But when you love what you do,
I would do this all day. That's why I don't sleep.
Same here. So thank you so much. And we'll follow up soon.
I appreciate that. Bye, Andrew.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Good night, Carl. Okay. Welcome. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. It was great talking to Carl. Definitely learned some things myself. Hopefully you did as well. As we continue on next week, we're going to be talking a little bit about technology next week, but in a different way. Our guest is Nick Peary, and he's going to talk about really cybersecurity. As a small business owner, it's really easy to overlook that just because you're so busy. I find myself doing that sometimes myself. But very bad things can happen. And there's a lot of things that you can do that really don't take that much to do, that can significantly decrease the likelihood of bad things happening. So hopefully you'll join us next week. And, until then, just keep in mind that at the end of the day, the more that the faster and more successfully your business is going to grow.
Thank you for listening to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbpro.u.com.